they're in a tiebreaker to be top 2 in this season of the DPC. It is Sumail versus No Mail, and it is the final match until tiebreakers. I am so excited. Did a poll in the pregame. 60% of the people on Twitter thought that Liquid would win. In Twitch chat, 55% lean OG. I personally have no idea.
Well, I will just say for a little bit of context that these two teams, since Liquid has picked up this roster, they've played a lot against each other, okay? Just last season, right? Liquid managed to beat OG in the regular season, 2-1. Then they go into the 3-way tiebreaker. Who do they constantly beat? OG. It goes farther than that. OG has only won one series against Team Liquid. One. And they went 2-1. A combined score of all their series against each other amounts to 18-4 to Liquid's favor.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's got to be one of the best win rates against OG. That's pretty nuts.
I mean, that is an insane. Like, I was just going through it. I was like, I know Liquid has beat OG a number of times, but I'm sure OG has had that. Like, no, they've won one series and have only won 4 individual games in official matches going back to when Liquid was originally picked up. The only series that they won was the Epic League. That was what, half a year ago? So,
well, yeah, different patch, different times, different teams.
Yeah.
This is the matchup to watch right here. Topson versus Sumail in the 1v1. We've seen Sumail on his Morphling a couple times so far. And I'm not shocked that Tiny was just straight up picked immediately by OG. We saw this yesterday. Yeah, they lost, but Miracle on Tiny did have a great performance. I expect the same out of Topson today.
We had that discussion that one time Sumail got smashed really hard, you know? Said he was going to be playing a bunch of pubs perhaps as a result, and I do wonder if them just giving away the Tiny was in some way Sumail saying like, no, I'm going to be able to take Topson in this mid lane matchup. Like, don't worry about just giving him this very scary hero. I'll handle him in the laning phase, and we'll see whether or not he can do that. But it's OG who pick up the first blood, picking off Insania in top lane.
Yeah, talk about a scary lane. The Gush, it's been one of those incredible level 1 abilities for so long. 4 seconds, 40% slow, -4 armor. Hoodwink with the -2 from the Blightstone. Poor Ember Spirit, only 3 base armor. Snapfire with 4. You just straight up get clicked down. These heroes are way too strong level 1, so...
Yeah, you can see he didn't even go Bushwhack. Went for the Acorn shot.
Yep, look at this.
And you can see that damage so much. Now he's got Bushwhack as well. They just are going 100-0 Insania. Oh! The healing cell keeps him alive, but it is canceled. So Insania is not looking great for regen.
Indeed, and they got to be a little more careful. You got to use the aura, the plus armor aura under tower. It's a significant HP increase when you're taking so much negative armor. They catch him outside of that radius, he's going to get punished hard every time.
Going for Taiga here. Taiga is going to take just a pittance of damage and a very small stun. He is an Enchantress versus Grimstroke. We've seen this matchup a number of times. You have an offensive Dispel against Inkswell, a really great counter to that ability.
Yeah, it's probably the counter in a lot of ways, especially in the soft lane. Liquid are going to...
One of the heroes for Taiga,
yeah,
right? Like,
exactly.
Looked great on it.
They want to try and take the bot tower earlier rather than later, and then just sort of leave Taiga in the vicinity. But a lot of greed, as the panel was saying, for both of these lineups. Liquid, all on comfort heroes. Like, this is the bread and butter for the squad, but their team fight could be tough. You're playing into Void and Tide, rather. And
no time left. They're gonna go for it. The skewer dodged by Anna, but it doesn't matter. His cover is utterly destroyed, and will find the first kill for Team Liquid.
I really like Koifa's build. He does this consistently. He skips in power early levels, gets 2 points Q, 1 point skewer. I think the offlane mag is a lot more viable this way.
Yeah.
Looks like he'll be going for a Soul Ring, maybe a Bracer. Not sure how we'll choose to build it, but yeah, whenever I see the Empower, it's like, at best you're going to trade. Whereas we even saw Zai yesterday, was it? No, maybe 2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days.
The solo kill on a Gyro with 3 points Q at level 5. The Shockwave is pretty significant.
Yeah, even the top lane, Mickey, going to be bailed out just barely by Insania with the cookie, and you could see the Tango going to work there, keeping him alive. But man, this minus armor physical damage combination, this is making Hoodwink look very nice.
For
something.
now. This is the laning phase
For now.
with a Tide Hunter against very low armor enemy heroes. Ember Spirit in the safe lane, not really known for the laning skills until you get more XP, but Seb certainly off to a great start. 21-9 against the 11 CS only of the mid game. Mid is relatively even. Bottom also huge punish by Koi, but just realized he is crushing Ana.
Instant enchant, removing the inks well. Koifa not sure who to go for. They actually kill Mickey at the top lane, but at the same time, they got the shockwave skewer back onto No-Tail. But Ana and No-Tail just fight back and put the pressure on Taiga instead.
This is a dangerous note. Koifa already has arcane boots, so he's just gonna spam spells. No-Tail's in a lot of trouble. Enchant's gonna be up. It is now. That just might be a dead Grimstroke.
Trying to force out the time walk. They put a bunch of damage on him. He time walks away. Inkswell for the extra movement speed, and he will get out. But No-Tail not as lucky. The enchant put on him slows him down to a crawl. He'll die. Honestly, he may have just needed that, as I'm sure they're running low on some regen. Thompson, meanwhile, once again escaping with his life, ever so barely. It's this top lane. I mean, both the offlaners are just hard winning their lanes right now.
They did have the luxury of seeing the matchup they were going to play into, so the offlaners did know what they wanted. This is kind of the new meta, it feels like. Safe lane, I remember Arteezy complaining about this a few patches back. It's just, you feel like you're an offlaner. You've just got to pick something to survive the laning phase.
Yeah.
Long gone are the days you could get away with greed. But we shall see. It's going to be interesting. Thompson's really the only space maker for his team. The blink timing is really what's going to open up the map for OG. Whereas on the side of Liquid, I think it's going to be Mickey for the most part. It's going to be playing a more active Ember Spirit. You've got late game secured with the Sumail Morphling mid.
Yeah, we've seen even Magnus be kind of a space creator the way 9 played it just yesterday, right? That was actually a really good example of how you could be active on that hero.
Invisibility.
But for now, relatively peaceful. I think the lanes will likely stay pretty static until ults come up.
Trying to hit him with the stomp there, but Ana enchant slow wears out. A little bit more damage on him while he's not able to unwind it. And he only has the stick. Now he does have raindrops, and that may actually, whoa. It won't save him at all. They just run him over quite literally in this bottom lane. Thompson looking for the punish here. DP's down is going to go for the kill on the Taiga, which he very likely should have here with the combo. Actually doesn't have it. Still on cooldown for a bit, but I have to imagine Taiga is probably still going to die here eventually, as he's just being body blocked in at one creep doing some work. Slow him down. Now no longer having the heal. They finally get the toss to finish him off.
Yeah, but you're going to take that all day if you're Liquid. Sumail is just hanging out middle. Ooh, yes.
That was a close one. Saksa, he commends Sumail on his quick reactions.
That's so cocky. He knew that he was baiting it out. I think he went to Agi first to see if Saksa would go for it. He did. Now the bottle refill. And that's the thing. You get the punish, right? They kill Taiga, but it gives Sumail 4 bottle charges mid, gets the freebie and then the full passed over, and you lost Ana. And if you look at this OG lineup, where's their damage output that's lasting throughout a fight, if not from Ana's right clicks? You know, you get a tiny combo, you get a Ravage. After that, your damage disappears.
Do you think that, what about this Hoodwink hero? Do you feel like it can put out enough damage to cover some of that ground? Because basically your concern is Thompson's going to have to do everything, right?
Pretty much. I don't know. I like the 4 Hoodwink, but I think of it more as this annoyance. It's all like 4 Wind Ranger in that sense. You get a lot of +1s for ganks and kills, but sustained damage in a fight is pretty tough. It's not as if you're ever going to be buying something like a BKB and you're susceptible to the Ember Spirit pretty much all game.
Yeah.
Like, you're just going to get dove.
Certainly. Ember Spirit does have some pretty decent heroes to run down.
I like the build from Ana, though. It looks like he's got the Diffusal queued up. I think that's the direction you're going to have to go. Manta Diffu. One of the best gold per damage builds you can go for as a Void. I feel like in lower tier games, you see more players getting away with Midases, with Battle Furies, but at this level, I just don't think that that's viable.
Europe has been kind of notorious for the higher up the ladder you go, the faster the teams try and play against each other. Very little room for split pushing and trying to draw out the game.
Oh, I got lucky, gets the possessed mask. Definitely the best tier 1 item for a faceless void, especially when you're suffering.
Yeah.
A lot of built-in sustain for him now. He's taking a lot of harass, so it's going to be very helpful.
Now he's got the higher levels of time walk. He should be able to deal with the shockwave spam a little bit better. Meanwhile, top lane, Zeb continuing to dominate that lane, similar to the way the mag's going. Yep. And they'll start pressuring the tower. Mickey's going to go for the first rotation here.
Yep, this is the right move. You don't really want to be top anymore. Zeb's applying too much pressure. Can't really kill him. And ooh, no tails.
Managed to get the silence on it. The skewer is going to be too late.
Well played. Yeah, it's a good rotate. You don't want to fight here if you're OG. This is the Liquid style when they play with this 4-position Enchantress. They bring heroes to the enemy safe lane. They're going to take the tower and just leave Taiga in this area. He's going to farm, scout with creeps, maybe look to collapse on middle. And Mickey, he's going to be the one looking to push. Because Sumail, at the end of the day, he's the right clicker. He wants to have free space. You can see him clearing out jungle camps along with mid-wave on spawn.
What?
Smoke from OG support duo. Perhaps just to get some defensive wards up. I don't think you can make a play with just these two. Oh, Thompson's with them. Does he have blink? No. Still a ways.
Cut over. They see Koifa right now. Smoke breaks. They're going to go for Koifa. Going to be the target of all this aggression with the Inkswell combination and actually Hoodwink ultimate as well. They do have enough magic damage burst to clear out anybody. Unless it's a fully strength morphed morphling.
Yep. That's going to be the play from OG. The support duo plus Thompson, you find kills. Make space for Ana. He's just camping top. He's got this nice ward on the outpost that should secure him this area. And then Seb, yeah, like the build. Just phase, soul ring, hood, very tanky, and he can just walk down lanes if desired.
Whoa, a cookie 3-man stun into a centaur 3-man stun, and now the Ember on the other. What an insane combo from Insania and Taiga. A deadly support duo.
Damn.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Just like they drew it up, Cap.
You
heard it from Jabs in the pre-game, the importance of coaching. I can see them on the whiteboard now with the diagrams.
So when they have 3 heroes grouped here, give Cookie to a Centaur Conqueror.
Oh, man. Bear Bryant reborn. Top lane Koifa. Looks like he was setting up for a potential RP, but...
Watch that one again. Yeah, Koifa's not really
dangerous.
Going for it. Look at that Centaur ride, baby ride.
And the trust from Taiga, almost misplaced. You can see the Centaur, or rather Insania had the trust. Taiga's Minotaur was off-angled, and then he rotated it, gets it off.
Koifa, he was the one threatening to be able to kill Ana, but now he's going to find himself inside the Chronosphere. The Hoodwink shot goes out, the RP. It was so close to being there, but he dies instead. Insania trying to go for a TP out. No bash from Ana, so he is able to get away. Taiga, a little bit sturdier here. Only has the 1 level of his heal, though, and so it probably means there's no way out for him. So Melee's going to come in, though. They're going to try and fight this one with Mickey. They actually are saying they've already used all of their burst damage. Maybe we can fight this one. Mickey has to be able to jump away. Thompson finally does die. The haste rune of Sumail allows him to be able to chase him down. Now he's going for, he does manage to morph into strength here, so this chain stun will only really poke at him a bit, but Sumail ultimately is not in any real threat.
Such an OG move. We just used Ravage, lost 3, immediately run back to the enemy side of the map as 5 heroes.
I was gonna say, I think he's gonna do it. Stoxa was hoping to snipe out Sumail while he was agility morphed.
Yeah, the OG trying to play around the limited vision that they have, and Liquid, I think, not the worst fight for them. They know there's no Ravage, so once Chrono's used, you're going to be good to go. Still an RP on Koifa. Chose to get the hood instead of the Blink Dagger, so it's going to slow down Liquid's pacing a little bit, especially since Mickey has no points in chains. So really, Liquid took that fight mid with the only real stuns they had available.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Because they have no method of setup otherwise. And Seb now with the triple ancient stacks can be very kind to the Tide. Going for the Vlad's build. I like this. This is the Seb that we all know and love from watching it a couple of TIs. Going for the stat-heavy aura build. I think it's the right move in this game.
Dire's middle tower.
Liquid, they'll come online later, but perceptively going to look to take fights around Roshan and objectives earlier in the mid game. That's when you're going to have an edge. Gives a bit of a damage boost to the Void as well.
Thompson trying to be as efficient as possible. I think he was hoping to stack the hard camp or just clear it, I guess. New wave to spawn because he is so close to his blink dagger, and once he has that, going to be much more enabled. They do have the cookie to be able to slow down mid-game, but as you were saying earlier, don't have chains. In fact, Chronosphere is almost up. Liquid not really getting a whole lot done during this period of time of Ravage and Chronosphere being on cooldown.
Oh, bottom lane. He doesn't have blink yet.
Doesn't have it just yet. It is going to be caught as Mickey's going to make his rotation over. Taiga slowing him down. Now, Thompson is still very tanky. It's going to take a while, but sadly, nobody from OG is even close. I think they saw that OG, they brought some heroes top lane, and they're saying, guys, if they're top, Thompson's all alone bottom, let's just go for it. Trying to go for the call. That's enough burst damage, and Koifa getting caught in the crosshairs as well there as he tried to go for a desperate skewer RP to stop that combo on Sumail. This time around, Sumail is not fast enough to morph into strength.
This game is wild so far. I don't know if it's really mistakes being made by these teams. They're all just pushing their limits in almost all lanes and big spells being blown. Thompson looked like he almost got the toss off. He would have been able to potentially survive if Mickey had been chucked onto Taiga's Enchantress. He did purchase the Blink Dagger before death, so lost no gold, but still not ideal. Thing is, we haven't seen Ana like on screen, but unfortunately his net worth doesn't really reflect the amount of space he's been given because he's a faceless Void.
Yeah.
So.
And he also doesn't like have an innate farming item.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't go Midas Battle Fury, any of those. With the Diffuser build, very active build, but he doesn't quite have it yet, so he's not being rewarded with hero kills or anything.
This is the combo though. Inkswell, Tiny go forward. Probably find a kill on almost anybody. Mickey's gonna be the guy.
Here it is, chain stun, silence, and then a follow-up stun on top of that. It is so deadly, and Liquid are gonna have to be a lot more careful.
Yeah, because the danger they have is that no one on their team can really do that. They don't have a kill combination. OG, very simple. Supports holding Thompson's hand, or Ana's, or Seb's even, if they're willing to blow their ultimates. It's much easier for the OG lineup to find kills. And wait, Ravage still on cooldown. Are you going to make this move, Liquid? I think they are. They have a lot of minus armor. Medallion plus maxed out little Shredder. Yeah,
they've got the...
Seb has no idea.
Yeah, he's just gonna walk.
Yeah, he didn't see.
If only it seems like Roshan's cavern is soundproof. The noise of this battle not extending outside of the cave, and Liquid will sneak themselves in early ages. And now we're going to go for a fight as they're all nearby. They can immediately try and force something out of Seb as the shots start coming in for the Mortimer's Kisses. On point, a couple of them land, but now he's beginning to get away. Taiga looks to just get in there right now, trying to force whatever he can. He's so bound up next to the Morphling. Morphling playing the back line. The burst damage is too much. Taiga gets taken out. The waveform board gets him out of the Chronosphere, but gets into the bushback. Meanwhile, Instania is probably going to die with the RP. Skewer onto 2. They have the burst damage to be able to take anybody down. They get Thompson, but Ana does manage to sneak away. Now with the Inkswell, he turns back out of Koifa, hoping for bashes here, but the 3 cores of Liquid are still alive. He's got to run. He's got to get out of here.
Really nice fight from Liquid. That Roche was huge. They sneak it, immediately look to fight as 5. Seb did not have his Ravage up for about 10 seconds. Really well done by Sumail. Looks like he waveformed just as the Chronosphere came out. We're going to see it again in just a moment. But the big danger for the Tide here is, he's just getting kissed on. There's really not much he can do. Ana comes through with a quick dilation, but you can see him get the ultimate off here. If he catches Sumail, this is huge. But it looks like he's going to get it just a little bit late. Seb takes a ton of damage, and then Ana goes in, boom, the waveform through. Otherwise, this fight might be a significantly different story, because Koif is then there. Easy skewer, double RP.
Yeah, they at least would be able to, they would have lost Thompson and maybe Soxa, but Seb surviving would have been a massive boon to OG.
He's their top net worth.
Yeah.
He's not just an offlaner.
7,700 net worth on him. It's Sumail, and the difference between him and anybody else, and it's currently making a difference, but OG not wants to slow down after a lost team fight. They're going to move forward and try and take it even against the Aegis here. Sumail battling it out right now. May does manage to morph into strength, but he's losing some of his allies. A bash, a timely one at that. As Koifa ends up falling into his grave, they turn around and go for Thompson, and Sumail is trying to pump out the damage as fast as possible. Oh, but a beautiful bushwhack into an Inkswell. Fortunately, Mickey's able to dodge with a sleight of fist, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't have the remnants out. Thompson is still alive through all of this. When Tyga's poking at him, Samael, he falls. His second life is coming up, but Thompson, he's getting healed up. Tyga now falls, and Samael on his extra life has no allies behind him. He will run to the safety of the tier 2, and OG will not pursue, but they win a big fight and get huge. An ancient.
Dude, I can't. Liquid, you could have called Crow. He would have told you. They're going to keep running at you. You have no RP. Ravage is available. They do not need Chronosphere. They just need one huge AoE stun. Seb got a 4-man Ravage off because Liquid, they're just fighting as if they're stronger. But team fight-wise, OG, if you don't kill the supports off, they get a couple rounds of spells. Like, once again, Liquid don't have real stuns. The cookie was used just to disengage, and then Tyga's dead. That's a lot of your damage output as Liquid. You don't have stuns. You do not have team fight to deal with just the auras that Seb provides. He's going to have a Solar Crest soon, but Vlad's giving everybody +3 armor and the bonus damage. He had Ravage.
Yep.
You fought into Ravage with no RP. Can't do that.
Gotta remember True Sight. What Kuro said. Remember, guys, they're monkeys. They're gonna run at you. Cut to No Tail.
Yeah. Also, interesting note, I haven't seen any voice line spam. What happened to that?
Yeah.
Oh, gee. Very quiet.
Maybe they're just all business today. Jumping out, Mickey looking for a pick-off. Soxa does have the bushwhack, mistimes it as he comes down for the Yule Scepter, but it may not matter either way. Samael getting picked off, though. That is a much bigger kill than whatever's happening here with Soxa. He's going to say, all right, that was good space. In fact, we're even going to take this mid-towers looking like, as they do have the glyph. They're going to stall this out just a little bit with double chains. Koifa, skewer back into tier 2, pushing him in as deep as possible. Does have the cooking on top of that. When they actually do manage to burst down Anna. Insania with a great chain stun off of Koifa's skewer.
That was sick play.
Tier 1 tower will now finally fall. Seb takes it.
You see, the spatial awareness is what really separates these teams from the chaff. That was so sick. Mickey's getting ran at by Thompson, gets comboed, still has the presence of mind to realize Koifa had skewered right after Anna leapt forward. Brings him into tower range, and then boom, they're there for the slight chance to finish. That was necessary for all 3 heroes to get the optimal amount of damage off in that window. Otherwise, he just leaps away and survives. Sumel does die, but Chrono was spent. He's got to be a little more cautious, though, pushing out into areas with no vision. Another smoke from OG. They got to be running low on these. Still hunting, same pairing. No Tail plus Thompson.
Here comes the burst damage. He's got a Vanguard and a Holy Locket, but it's not enough to stop a tiny combo with Inkswell, and you add in the Hoodwink's damage on top of that. I mean, this is the most insane thing about Hoodwink. It may be kind of a bit of a bad hero for most players, but if you can manage to make Sharpshooter work for you, like, that is easily the most OP part of this hero.
Oh, yeah. And that's the same kill combo we've seen now executed 3 or 4 times, oftentimes off smoke.
Yeah.
Just Inkswell into Thompson, he blinks, supports blow their damage, and anybody in the game dies. So.
Yeah, and you could tell that this is not, like, it's so much that Tyga's not able to play the same kind of game he normally does with his Enchantress. I mean, again, look at him. He's got a Holy Locket plus Vanguard. He's used to just being able to run in there, no cares whatsoever, get a bunch of information, maybe draw a little attention, but he is actually being bursted down.
That's the key item queued up, though. The casual cloak.
Yeah.
It is not the right clicks that are killing you. He gets the Vanguard primarily just for the damage reduction. Well, the raw HP,
yeah,
but it's cloak that's necessary. You need the magic resist.
You need to be like a shark.
There we go. Seb getting a little more active, learning from the best of this division. Team Alliance, of course, 6-1. They get to watch, enjoying the Swedish summer, maybe some chips, hanging out outside.
Yeah,
Crocs on. No, not a care in the world.
Doing a lot of sunbathing.
Yeah,
Notice that the Swedes gotta soak up the sun when you can.
There's not much of it. Except for these months. I'm now with the stack. I really like the way this diffusal's played out for him. It feels like he's been able to get a lot more work done just because he has his own mini disable.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot more difficult for... keep thinking Tyga's playing Snapfire, but it is Insania this game.
Yeah.
And he's gunning for him almost every single engagement. Ravage up, Chrono 2, all spells available.
Leave it to OG. to try and go an early tiny Aghanim Scepter off of the Faces Void Chronosphere. Saksa gonna be spotted here. Dual Scepter dodging both the Impetus as well as the Shotgun Blast. Taiga, he does have... Okay, he's going to be broken now. Seb, a little bit easier time putting in the damage, but unless it's a Faceless Void, it won't really matter that much. Mickey, he really wants to kill the supports, and Camille has a fresh round from that shotgun. Does manage to bring down, and he got off the more strength, so he's surviving for now, but they're in dangerous position. Mickey trying to run away, jumps over to his remnant. It's finally over the cliff now, but he doesn't have very many more. Jumps again, RP onto 2, giving Mickey a little bit of room to run. Anna, is he going to go after him? He's gonna try time walk. Oh, time, yeah. A bit too much for him. He's been time dilated by Sumail. Finally, they turn back over to Taiga, who finally does die. The combo on Insania is not quite enough from Thompson, so it's only the 4th position that dies unless the shot long range, but it's not quite there.
Not quite William Tell, but close. Saksa almost picks off the Snapfire. With that, yeah, they scan immediately for Roche. It might respawn in 2 seconds if OG get lucky. They still have all their ultimates. We'll see the clock in a moment. 1:54, so plenty of time. Now it's a little worrisome though, because OG, you've got to be cautious utilizing big ultimates. That was the one fight the buyback was expected. No-Tail didn't even hesitate. He's immediately looking to come back into the fight, TP to the top tier 1.
He's got a turn to go for a big smoke play. The shotgun skewer back into the chain stun. Very nicely executed without...
They did use RP, but it will be back up before Roche. Liquid obviously have the timing, so they'll know it's possible.
That was the RP from the last team fight, you mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, they were able to get a kill on Anna without having to use any big ultimates. What? Combo? Sumail? Barely surviving through it, man. He is very much not afraid of these heroes, apparently, because he wasn't even morphing into strength. Now they managed to kill the Grimstroke and are chasing down Seb. Seb, a hard hero to bring down, but they do have all these heroes gunning after him underneath the tier 2s. Another tiny combination that is just not quite enough to finish off Sumail. He morphs into strength, throws a gush out to finish off the opposing Tidehunter, and now they've caught Thompson for daring to try and touch Sumail. They will punish him, execute him.
That's just another really weird engagement. Feels like these teams just don't know the definition of back, because OG did not have Ravage, their Void was already dead, and they just team fight anyway. They just come punch us, see, give us your best shot, but they lose that hard. Luckily for them, Roche is still not available, so expect a full reset from both teams.
Well, a full reset into OG. Being like, well, Chronosphere Ravage is back up, guys, and they're going to 5-man to Liquid, and then they're going to win that team fight, and then Liquid's going to be like, all right, Chronosphere and Ravage is down, guys, let's run it OG, and then they'll win that team fight.
Anything goes in this game. Really weird item build for Mickey, but I kind of dig it. He went for a Kaya Sange, so spell amp and the status resistance.
Yeah, I mean, that time dilation is a killer. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't go specifically to dispel that.
Top tower is under attack.
Maybe just to, try and live through it. His BKB will be up next. Roshan has spawned. And remember, they are playing with Empower, so Mickey's going to hit hard even without necessarily itemizing for it. Plus, Mickey is the real right clicker. He also went for the E-Blade, so their magical burst is now real significant. Mickey also going for the Flame Guard Absorption and DPS talents. So more of a magical presence in this game. Seb?
Paladin, so that is a great pickup for a Morphling. If he survives through the burst, which he has been able to do so far, then the lifesteal that he's getting.
Because there's no Vessel, there's no Shivas, there's no Scotty, so absolutely nothing you can do to mitigate regen on the side of OG right now. It's all about the team fight. They have the Blink on the Tide and the Solar.
Liquid, seems like they're beginning to recognize the pace here. The tree being used to get vision up on the high ground so they can get the easy D ward, but of course everything is playing for Roshan right now. Liquid cannot just hide in their base. They do need to get active, make sure OG is not doing Roshan themselves. They're going to pull Roshan out, make sure nobody's inside the pit. And they do have a nice offensive ward in the triangle that wasn't de-warded on the side of Liquid, so Liquid may end up trying to be a little active around that double damage for Thompson. That's a nice pickup there.
He gets in the bottle too, so be able to conserve it. I like what Liquid are doing though. Mickey, he's like, all right, you guys have fun standing here. Force the stalemate. I'm gonna go farm bottom, try and get some information, come right back. And Liquid, just play around your vision. That's the key. They have that great ward, as you said, and they're huddled up around the one they have on the high ground. The creep scouts out in front of them.
You can see Koiba's looking exactly for this. Anybody to get close to the ward to get his hero back. Way up high in the air, but brought back down hard. Koiba, they have to be going down there, but they're stuck outside the cliff. And the RP brings them back down into a stun, but they don't have any damage behind it. Now here comes Mickey, gets off the chronosphere to try and save his own life, but the damage is there from Sumail. Morphing into agility, they know that Seb is caught. The bait around the ward, around the high ground, catches OG.
Nice ward, bro. Oh my god, I don't know how. What a wild fight. That's the difficulty. You gotta listen to Obi-Wan, OG. You cannot afford to try and charge up the high ground when your damage output is limited. The Ravage was used before they were really in position, and then I was just caught. He ends up tanking a full RP, but it looked like, you know, Sumail just killed everybody on the outskirts of the fight. The supports that didn't even seek its spells off. And poor Soxa gets skewered in to start the engagement, so he had no hope, but well played by Liquid, I guess. You know, just pretty much played under the ward Koifa with another really nice skewer. I feel like those have done more work this game than his RPs, but definitely playing well.
Oh, nice toss back into the silence. Very pretty combo from OG. That was sick. That was very nice. Liquid now down a minute. It doesn't matter if you have the Aegis. If you lose a hero like one of your cores, like Mickey here. Now Taiga potentially caught. They saw bind them together. They're going to chase after for sure. The W Scepter will hold him in place. The Inkswell, he's going to be able to get the stun, trying to concentrate on somebody. But Taiga is really not the hero to go for here. Does manage to jump up right before Mickey with the buyback dies immediately. They don't have an RP. They don't have any big damage to Mail. He's going to try and do bit by bit with this Scotty, focusing on Seb. He's jumping forward, turning into a faceless void. Tomahawk forward, then wave farming forward to manage to finish him off. Sumail is going to have to carry this with his two supports, and it's actually looking good. The Scotty is tearing apart OG right now. They can't put up with this damage. The Mortimer's Kisses raining in. Soxa, he's going to be the target while the Mortimer's Kisses chase after Anna. They all land, but the range is not quite there. Sumail running low on mana, won't manage to chase after Soxa. So both of the two heroes will survive, the attention being split by Liquid there.
I have no idea what's happening in these fights, Cap. Like that, it's all coming down to OG. They didn't have their big spells up. Mickey getting just way too cocky in front of the tier 2. Well played by OG. They pick him off, but he dies again immediately after buyback. Thank God for him. Sumail has the Aegis, but more importantly, look at that net worth advantage. 4.5k. Basically a full Scotty out in front of the Void. Otherwise, that might be very dangerous for Liquid. Because they really have no ability to take down Sumail, because they have nothing to deal with the regen.
Yeah.
They will soon, on closing in on the Scotty, but
it does seem like the only limiting factor to Sumail in a lot of these fights now is just his mana, because he's burning through so much of it. Not only is morphing actually cost him mana now, but he's going through shotgun blast, and then he's turning into, you know, some other hero, and he's trying to throw some spells out there.
Yeah. He's been really good using the time dilations in the fight. Too much really happening to get a read on it, but excellent spells.
Sumail, is he going to go to the high ground and find a kill? Sneaks up there, but No Tail is already gone.
Double trouble.
8,000 net worth lead for Team Liquid, 27-20 to Liquid's favor. Do you feel like this game has a turning point where the Faceless Void versus Morphling starts feeling a bit better for OG? Or is this just going to be a constant uphill battle for them?
Hard to say. It's really about execution. OG need to find kills with their big stun combinations. I don't think you ever just straight up outscale because Liquid have such a greedy lineup. But theoretically, once your Void can deal enough damage, you make the Ember, the Morph, the Mag afraid for their lives, just stepping out of position for just a moment. That'll naturally open up the map back up for OG, but they're being smoked at. They're all 5 here, but they gotta get
They spot Anna. They know at least the carry of OG is here, and they could probably assume the rest are here as well. OG all hiding in the trees now.
Thompson's way too far away. They gotta get out of here now.
They're gonna start TPing out. OG, they make the read, and Mortimer's Kisses being just thrown out, trying to get some vision of anybody here. No Tail does not have a TP scroll, or rather, sorry, he has cooldown on his, but he's hiding in like the most obvious spot, and they just naturally assume, oh, everybody from OG got out.
Yeah, that's poker right there.
Good bluff by No-Tail.
And now we have an Ag's Scepter on Thompson. Don't typically see this rush too often, but yeah, the tree volley, aka massive AoE damage. So playing more around the idea that a big Chrono or a big Ravage could turn things around here for OG.
Now, are you still looking to be, like, they've been unsuccessful at doing? Oh, did he catch him?
Oh, look how TV's out now. It's like I just wanted to prove that I could.
I'm dead.
OG's focus. They've been having a hard time bursting down the Morphling. It is possible, though, right?
Yeah.
They've gotten so much damage they could certainly do it. Do you think they
Dire's
still
top
go for that
tower is
idea?
under attack.
Or do you think they should just kill the surrounding cast of Team Liquid?
I mean, Morph is definitely your target. You have enough to deal
Okay.
with him for sure, especially once the Scotty's finished, because then even if he could Strength Morph off, you're still going to have a pretty good shot. Tree Volley does some pretty significant damage, Exhibit A.
Yeah.
I also, Observer, I checked for a second. Insania has the combo. He's got Shard, he's got Blink. That means the Scatter Blast point blank will now stun. We've seen this work on multiple players on Team Liquid. I haven't really seen Insania pull it off, but it's because he doesn't get many opportunities to ride the dragon.
No, absolutely. He's definitely trying to give off his best Taiga impression, as that was the shard that he was given from the Roshan kill earlier.
Yep. Definitely the
Radiant's
best one
bottom tower is under
out of his
attack.
team. Now we see the Dragonlance,
Radiant's
Casual
structures
Cloak.
are
Very necessary for Taiga, just increasing his survivability. Top lane, we're going to have our, I guess, the Gentleman's Tier 2 trade as the clock switches us over to nighttime, and then the outposts will likely trade places as well. 10k gold lead still for Liquid, but the later this game gets, the more negligible that advantage truly is. It'll really all just come down to the next big fight around Roche. OG, their strength lies in their 5-on-5 engagement. The pickoff play is no longer really viable. Thompson and the two supports don't have the freedom that they did previously.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Aether Lens on Soxa, that's quite nice. They're running a lot of Glimmer Capes on OG. Noto has one queued up, already have one of the Hoodwink as well. There's the BKB on Mickey.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, if you check out even the net worth charts, right? A lot of the gold advantage is Sumail in comparison to the rest of the game, and then
Radiant
No-Tail
are
being
scanning.
underfarmed in relation to the two Liquid supports. So, yeah, Sumail's huge, he has that BKB, but if he gets chronoed
Radiant's
before it's
middle
popped and
tower is
dies,
under
that whole
attack.
gold advantage means nothing.
Yeah, so it's going to be all eyes on Sumail,
Radiant's
whether or
middle
not he
tower
gets
is
off the BKB or morph strengths in time. Like, if he just dies in a Chronosphere, there goes 22,000 worth of your net worth.
Exactly.
And OG haven't been successful so far at being able to catch him unawares and burst him down. But
Radiant's bottom tower is
it's
under attack.
definitely OG's in their MO to try and get.
Careful, Soxa. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe
That whole...
he stood on that high ground for just a little too long. It's like, you're not in the trees, my friend. You want to be playing up top here.
He's going to throw another round. Of course he is.
Time to scurry away. Gets the nice
Dire's
ward down.
top tower
Always
is
helpful to have
under
any
attack.
vision this deep on the enemy side, so long as it doesn't get countered.
They're going to smoke to the other side of the map. And as he tries to go for the outpost, they're going to surprise Seb. Magic damage raining in is going to be enough. Now, Koifa's going to be able to pull back No-Tail as well. Thinking about the skewer, doesn't even need it. Two quick pickoffs for Team Liquid as they essentially just trying to make a rapid deployment from one side of the map to the other with the smoke.
Really well played. And they've realized, like, they can kill Tide. Sumail just pops all his damage off because he knows that the Enchantress Impetus and, more importantly, the ultimates from Insania will do plenty of damage. And Seb, the one hero on his team who does not have buyback. Liquid should have timers on this. It is the cooldown
Radiant's bottom
from that
tower
previous
is under
fight
attack.
a few minutes ago, and they're going to push bot.
Yeah, it kind of seems like they may have this read, but
Radiant's bottom tower.
fortunately, Thompson didn't feel comfortable staying there for long. Actually blinked down to cancel his tree volley, because he knows otherwise Mickey would have grabbed him in the trees with a sleight of his chains combination. Another round of tree volley. Starts going after Sumail, looking to be able to slow down his damage as best as possible, forcing him to morph into strength. But another 40 seconds on the clock. Team Liquid look to maybe go for two, but an RP immediately coming out onto Anna. They need to be able to burst him down now, but it looks like Thompson running interference will allow Anna to be able to get back. Now the Tribute Volley will finish off Koifa most likely, and Chronosphere. Oh, he won't hit Samael as well. Can they actually get him though? He's got a BKB coming up immediately after this. Chronosphere is going to turn around and immediately start going for Thompson. He gets the cookie, gets the stun off, and there goes Thompson down for 80 seconds. No-Tail's going to be up next, maybe in Saxa as well. He has the Antas, so he will survive through an initial adaptive strike. The E-Blade follows it up, slows him down, but Liquid realize this is a time for objectives. They still have 5 more seconds without the Tidehunter.
Radiant's middle tower is falling.
No Chronosphere either.
No
really tough to
Chronosphere. I mean, they're going to have to somehow defend this. Fortunately, they're still tier 2, actually. So, OG, they don't necessarily have to do anything here.
Well, they will have to watch then as Liquid retreat and look to go collect a free Roshan.
That's true.
They have 2 racks already. They just blew this game wide open by catching Seb in the jungle.
Kyle, judgment call right now. If they know Roshan's up, they know Liquid's going to do it. Do you contest here, or do you try and hold out?
I don't think you can win this fight with no Thompson. I guess Koifa's down as well.
It's just one of those hard questions. Do you give them Aegis and Refresher and try and hold high ground, or do you go for the contest without all of your heroes? And they're going to go for the contest, and it's the right choice. Liquid, they're going to be the ones to back down. They blink first. Well, blink for a second, maybe. Thinking about going back in. Inkswell. Setting up Samael for a second here. Also managed to get the silence. They combine Ranger, long-range shot. They managed to get the Ravage off of that one. Here comes some more first cases though. The BKB, the Soulbind holding in the Morphling as well as the Ember Spear, but the damage is just not there with their have the BKBs active. Anna doesn't seem to be comfortable doing enough damage here. Saxa going to be caught. He'll attempt to find himself a little bit of time. Meanwhile, Koifa, the offlaners, going to battle on the high ground. King of the Hill happening while Anna is trying to survive against the onslaught of 4 different heroes from Team Liquid. Does manage to bring down Insania. Time walks backwards. Does manage to dodge some of the damage. He's being chased after a disarm. Put onto Samael. Allows Anna just to be able to get away for a moment, but Mickey quick to chase after him. Tree volley right in. That'll finish off Mickey. Buybacks coming in from OG. They want this Roshan. They want it bad. They need to be able to win this fight right now. But Samael turning into a faceless void. Once again, time walking backwards and slowing it down. They said they bought back, guys. We can chill if we can just disengage. This is good for us. But a tree volley. OG, they're not going to let him get away. It's Skewer back, skewering him in. They do manage to control him up, but there's no damage. A cookie goes out, controlling up the stun on Anna even more. But a nice bushwhack actually slowing down Samael now. But now it's OG who are the ones in the retreat. He's quite low. He gets way formed over. Samael now looking for the kill on Anna. They can see the end of the game right in front of them. They can kill the big carry, the Glimmer Cape. Bought a little bit of time. He caught his here, turns around, goes for the kill onto Samael. The ghost is coming. Samael, he's surviving through it bit by bit. Anna needs the bashes and he needs him now, but he's not quite getting him an H12 on stun, and he does get him. A buyback right out from Samael, but Anna's got to get out of here before the hard carry of Liquid arrive. Anna on the run. Koifa on pursuit. Wants to be able to catch him. He's got a blink dagger. Might just be able to catch him with a shockwave skewer, but no. Anna's out. Time walks away. OG, they're given a chance here.
Oh my god, the point spot's coming out. They're feeling themselves. It's still pretty tight. They know Seb is dead for a long time, and all big spells are down. You got to be really careful here, Thompson. You bought back. Cannot afford to die, but man, I thought for sure he was going to live. He skilled up backtrack because he had hit level 25 as he was running away. I'm like, oh my god, if he somehow lives and turns something around because of that, it's going to be wild.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're gonna need a combo for the ages to be able to hold this back, and they don't have Chronosphere. Liquid, if they play this fast enough, they may not even have to worry about Ravage either, and they may just be able to claim Megas. We'll see. 10 seconds left. There is a glyph, so they're going to have to contend with Ravage no matter what, but they may not have to worry about Anna here. The chain stun is there. RP into Cookie, into a shotgun blast that blows off his head. Anna's dead, and that without a carry. Both sides are just hardcore banking on their carry. There's just not much fight left in OG now. They're going to try, though. Thompson throwing out a combo with the tree volley. Double toss, triple toss, maybe, but Koifa's still looking healthy, and ultimately they cannot contend with Samael. The king is here. He's going to take over the game. The Ravage going out. Maybe they'll kill Koifa here. Another toss, but ultimately now it's Samael's turn to have a little fun as he turns around, tosses up Thompson, and slams down Seb.
They play playing this so well. Shout out to Taiga. He's not going to get too much love for his actual damage output, but the way he's positioned himself has made it so much easier for Liquid to play this fight. Consistently, the man standing between OG and his entire stack. It's been very difficult for them to get off big combinations. You can see even that last fight around the Roche Pit, the Ravage comes out. It's on enemy high ground. The rest of the team is not even in that screen. The status resist by the